Tough story. Welcome back at the Suicide Squad Comic Club! Or something like that. One way or another, today we're gonna discuss a very interesting issue, but here is my advice. Read the MILLENIUM storylines before you read this issue, because if you read this issue, you're gonna miss some events which are pretty important. So let's see what can I understand from this issue without reading the MILLENIUM storyline, which is pretty fun, or at least it seems like. The target is definitely the Matter base, and they need to deliver a bomb into the middle or close enough to the central. And in this issue we have Captain Boomerang and Slipknot, Deadshot, Rick Flag, Karen Grace and the Privateer, and the big twist is they all under the command of the Bronze Tiger. And the really cool stuff in this issue is this is his first mission as the leader of the Suicide Squad, and because of that he's not as experienced than Rick Flag, so he's not really sure in what he's doing. I mean, he passed out in the middle of this issue, obviously not because of that, because of he get into a fight and he just, you know, someone turned the lights off and that's it. I find it really interesting that the Atom shows up and his mission is basically the same like the Suicide Squad one, except he needs to do it before the squad would have a chance to do it. So it's kind of interesting because he's working with them, but in a way he's working against them. It feels like he's the supervisor of the squad on this mission, and you just have this question, why they need a supervisor? And there is another ridiculous stuff in this issue, which basically the Firestorm shows up and he gets into a fight, and he and the Atom just basically doing a quick cameo at this issue. You just see them on a couple of pages in the first stand, and after that you're never gonna see them again in this issue, which is really ridiculous, because why bring these great characters in if you don't using them? It's really odd to admit, but my favorite part of this issue was definitely Bob's notes, because they are just so freaking funny, just like this one. Yes, we want all your money! Yes, because there were so many crossovers in this issue, and you need to read so many great stories before you do this one, because it just everything crossing here, and you just start to understand at the end that what would be the line of the issue? Maybe we are what our lives have made us. And this was a quote from Rick Flag, and I think you cannot really beat this one. It just feels the perfect sentence, the perfect thing to say in an unprofessional situation where they were in the middle of the action, and he just said this because the Bronze Tiger is just not really sure about how to lead this squad, and he feels a bit scared, which is pretty interesting in so many ways. This was a proper Suicide Squad mission, especially for the character who died. Oops. Spoiler alert. The character's sacrifice means others can live and continue the mission and go to the next job. But how they could continue their life after this, especially after the Russia mission? I have a feeling we're gonna see this tomorrow when the squad meets Batman. So come back, and till then, read the next issue. See you then.